Okay, you guys, I need to give this to you. A very powerful message just dropped. If you ever find yourself feeling like you're bad at manifesting, and you know you are way too polite, you can't even stand how polite you are at asking people or the universe for what you want. You find yourself constantly softening yourself, gently lowering the wall, trying to justify, explain why you deserve what you want and why they should give it to you. No deadline, no demand, no pressure. And therefore, you think you're bad at manifesting. You're not. You're just manifesting the exact energy you're sending out. This normally feels like a lot of tension in the room when you're asking for what you want. You're constantly scanning for their reaction. You're watching out for their emotions. You're seeing how they would respond. You're rehearsing in your head how they would reply to you, how they're going to feel when you ask for the thing you want. You're already bracing yourself even before the conversation. You're doubting and wondering if they're actually going to give you what they want, or what's going to happen if they challenge you. You know you're actually not asking for it. If they don't want to give it to you, they stall, they play games, and they're spinning you in circles, and they don't take you seriously. Why? This happens because you're not taking your requests seriously. This oftentimes show up in the conversation or in a dynamic where you're supposed to stand firm for yourself. You're supposed to be backing yourself up. You're walking into the room supposed to be filled with confidence and knowing that you deserve it. This is what you want, and you're not asking for too much. When in fact, yes, you know you're actually not asking for too much. Yes, you know that you're just asking for a fair value, fair reward. But in your head, what are you thinking? You're thinking about, oh, what if that person doesn't like it? What if that person thinks that I am too demanding? I know I'm not being too demanding, but what if they think that I'm asking for too much? And instead, you're collapsing that space, thinking more and prioritizing more about what that person would think, how that person would feel, how little they would approve of you if you placed that request. So, the reason your manifestations are not happening is at the times where you are there to show up with your energy, your confidence, your conviction, you're diluting it. In the times when you should be certain of yourself, you should be sure of yourself, you're softening it. You're softening yourself. You're already taking a couple steps back before other people can take steps forward. You're already losing in the emotional game, saying, you know what, that person's response is more important. It's taking more of my mental space. It's more alarming. It's more immediate. It's more urgent than what I want. I'm prioritizing them. I'm prioritizing how they would feel, how they would react, than thinking about what I want. So every time when you make your request and you soften your desire, you're weakening the signal in your manifestations. And that's why your manifestations and your desires have not landed. The truth is, your desires do not respond to you being nice. It doesn't respond to you being courteous or polite, or how well have you covered your grounds or explained or justified or proven yourself. Manifestations respond to your certainty, your conviction, and your confidence, and how much you know you deserve, and how much you're able to prioritize that over the responses and reactions of other people. So here's what I'm going to need you to do. Every time you feel like you are too afraid to lay it out there, to put it on the table, to lay it flat, plain, clear, as a matter of fact to them, do just that. Focus more on what you deserve and understand that it is not your responsibility to cushion their emotions. It's not your job to protect them from what they're going to feel. So if they feel chaotic, if they feel like, oh, this is so surprising. I don't know why you would ask that. I was not expecting this. Their chaos is their business. Okay. That's not your job to soothe them. That's not your job to give them confidence. Stop adding all the pads and cushions to take care of other people's emotions so that they don't get hurt or they don't get too reactive. It is your job to decide and state very clearly what you want. And if you know that other people's more reaction is important than what you desire, at least you could be honest about it with yourself. But if you really know what you want, you owe it to yourself to be very honest, to state it cleanly, to put it on the table, to energetically back yourself up so that your manifestations will happen in congruence to your current energy instead of all the mixed signals that you're sending out to the universe or to other people. So that's all. I hope that this helps you guys to really put your foot down and draw your boundary and ask for what you want, because that's the only thing that the universe will respond to. And once you can energetically stand behind that, the universe will give you what you want. All right. See ya. Take care.